Good Erev Shabbos, Parshas Tzav, Erev Shabbos Haggadah. Pesach will be soon, and I have to share with you something that's really on my heart. One of my students told me that his wife is suffering, not Alzheimer's, but something almost the same, and she's slowly slipping away. And he told me, I can be happy that I'm doing the right thing, but I can't be happy. And I'll tell you something, it broke my heart. I don't know whether I'd be any stronger if this situation would be something I had to deal with. But I felt I had to inspire him. And I told him that in the end of the Haggadah, it says, therefore you're obligated to thank. And it gives 9 languages of thanks. Some say there's a 10th. All agree in one way or other you're supposed to kind of get to 10. One of my students suggested you get to 10 by searching for something you should thank about the Seder and the story. Not general stuff about life, about having a house or a good spouse, but something in the Pesach story that you should be thankful for. And when you add that, then you have 10. You see God there. You see the 1 behind the 10, not just 9 ones, but not even 10 ones, but 1 10. And so what we need to realize is there's a 1 behind the 10 in life, which made me wonder, why is it that in the song, Who Knows 1, everything's Jewish except the 9th thing. 9 are the months of the baby's birth. And it seems to me the idea over there is that there are 9 months, but the baby is the 10th. So the idea of 9 hints to 10. In fact, there is even an opinion that we don't accept in Halacha today. So you don't really need 10 for a minute. 9 does the trick. You have to do something else to add along. But there are more views than just the classic one. Ask me and I'll tell you sometime. But we still need 10. But the idea is that 9 sort of symbolizes the 10. And the 9 months with the baby, so to speak, is 10. You've, so to speak, got to find the baby. And I told him a story when I was a kid, just religious. I went to pay a Shiva call, and a man told me that he was mourning his mother who had passed away 10 years earlier. And I said, what from? Alzheimer's, he said. And I said to him, oh, how bad was it? He said, well, she hasn't known me for 10 years. And I hate to say it, I really don't want to admit this, but I said to him, why is it that you're so upset? And he looked at me and he said, because she was my mommy. And I can't hold her hand anymore. Holding her hand is the 10th thing, meaning you've got to find the baby. When something horrible has happened to you, find the baby. Find a way to thank God for what's going on. Good Shabbos.